educational success, Black students face a number of hurdles that might hold some students back from reaching their full potential. One, for example, research has shown that Black students are less likely to have access to high-level mathematics and science courses. Two, more likely to face harsher school discipline than their peers beginning as early as preschool. 3, 4, more likely to attend schools with higher concentrations of inexperienced teachers and teachers who have not met all certification and licensure requirements. 5, more likely to have teachers and administrators who have lower expectations of them. 6, these inequities in learning opportunities and learning environments have been described as opportunity gaps, educational debt, and achievement gaps. Policymakers and educators can help reduce these gaps by examining the systemic state and local inequities that may hinder Black students as they seek academic success. References: 1 MEKC Foundation. 2017. Race for Results. Building a Path to Opportunity for All Children. 2017 Policy Report, Kids Count. Retrieved from http://www.acf.org/m/resource-doc/acf-2017 Race for Results -2017.pdf to Garland, M., and Rappaport, A. 2018. Advanced Course Offerings and Completion in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math in Texas Public High Schools, REL 2018-276. Washington, D.C., U.S. Department of Education, Institute of Education Sciences, National Center for Education Evaluation and Regional Assistance, Regional Educational Laboratory Southwest, https://eric.ed.gov/question id=ED5769833 3 Burke, A., and Nishioka, V. 2014. Suspension and Expulsion Patterns in 6 Oregon School Districts, REL 2014-028. Washington, D.C., U.S. Department of Education, Institute of Education Sciences, National Center for Education Evaluation and Regional Assistance, Regional Educational Laboratory Northwest, https://eric.ed.gov/question id=ED5444799 working to address these inequities by identifying, implementing, and monitoring interventions that provide high-quality educational opportunities for Black students. For Porowski, A., O'Connor, R., and Pasa, A. 2014. Disproportionality in School Discipline. An Assessment of Trends in Maryland, 2009-12. REL 2014-017. Washington, D.C., U.S. Department of Education, Institute of Education Sciences, National Center for Education Evaluation and Regional Assistance, Regional Educational Laboratory Mid-Atlantic, https://eric.ed.gov/question id=ED5447705 U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights. 2016. 2013-2014 Civil Rights Data Collection, A First Look. Retrieved June 26, 2018, from https://www.ed.gov/about/offices/list/OCR/docs/2013-14-first-look.pdf 6 Workman, E. 2012. Teacher Expectations of Students, A Self-Fulfilling Prophecy. Denver, CU, Education Commission of the States. Retrieved June 27, 2018, from https://www.ecs.org/clearinghouse/01/0551/10551.pdf Midwest Achievement Gap Research Alliance, MAGRA. The goals of MAGRA are to 1. Increase the Midwest region's capacity to access, conduct, interpret, and make sense of research on increasing educational outcomes among Black students. 2. Support the use of this research in decision-making at the state and local levels. The primary focus for MAGRA is addressing educational outcomes for Black students in Wisconsin. In addition, A community of practice connects key stakeholders across the region and is an active partner in the research process. Projects. For more information about the Alliance and associated projects, please visit https://eyes.ed.gov/ncee/edlabs/regions/Midwest. Regional Educational Laboratory, REL Midwest researchers and MAGRA members collaborate on research, training and coaching, and communications projects to support the goals of the Alliance and add evidence to the field. Research identifying evidence-supported interventions associated with increasing Black students' educational outcomes. MAGRA is interested in significantly and meaningfully increasing educational outcomes for Black students and has expressed a need for a review of existing research. In response, REL Midwest conducted a literature review to identify policies, practices, and programs associated with increasing Black students' achievement, increasing high school graduation rates, and decreasing high school dropout rates. Interventions were reviewed using the Every Student Succeeds Act evidence standards. The review surfaced 22 studies as providing promising evidence, conducting an environmental scan of efforts to increase educational outcomes among Black students in Wisconsin. Increasing educational outcomes among Black students is one of the highest priorities of the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, DPI. To support this effort, REL Midwest provided in-depth coaching on conducting an environmental scan. The scan used a combination of document reviews, web searches, and interviews with key informants to form a holistic understanding of what policies, programs, and practices are in place at the state and district levels to increase educational outcomes among Black students. Wisconsin DPI and MAGRA will use the knowledge gained from this work to refine the partnership's research agenda and to plan future research and training coaching projects. For more information engaging our region, connecting and sharing research, training, and coaching projects with stakeholders and practitioners is critical to MAGRA's goal of encouraging the use of research in decision-making. Some of MAGRA's engagement efforts include an e-newsletter highlighting the work of the partnership, an in-person bridge event on culturally responsive practices, and a 3-part blog series on cultural competency in education. Coaching. Visit us at https://eyes.ed.gov/ncee/edlabs/regions/Midwest. Follow us on Twitter at REL Midwest. Disclaimer. This work was funded by the U.S. Department of Education's Institute of Education Sciences, IES, under contract, EV-IS-17-C-0007, administered by American Institutes for Research. The content of the infographic does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of IES or the U.S. Department of Education, nor does mention of trade names, commercial products, or organizations imply endorsement by the U.S. government. Regional Educational Laboratory, REL Midwest, is part of a network of 10 RELs funded by the U.S. Department of Education's Institute of Education Sciences. Each REL serves a designated region of the country and helps states and districts use data and research to address policy and practice issues with the goal of improving student outcomes.
Okay, that was wonderful, right? Now we can see just, the possibility of creating functional partnerships to ensure that access happens for all children. I need to understand what's going on because we've never been in this state before where so many people were on the outside of the decision-making process as to what's happening for children who look like us. Simply, we're just looking for evidence-based practices to ensure that all children have access. But in the end, it's truly not happening. In the end, I recorded Jara, the superintendent, and, he understands that the problem here is bad. It's worse than that. It's horrifying for Native Americans, for African Americans, not Africans from immigrants. I'm talking about the original African American people. Pause. Okay, so I was talking about student achievement of children who are African American, Black, African American descendants of slaves, however you want to identify, but that little population piece is in there. And we all need to understand that the public education system is based on taxes and revenue, city revenue, state revenue, county revenue. I mean, everybody's paying some money towards taxes. And then, there's public investment. But that money is coming back to invest in the public. Well, how is it investing in our communities when we're so dependent on programs? Programs that basically keep you deficient. I mean, if you never learn how to read and you don't understand how to comprehend and communicate effectively, then you're not brilliant. And that's just simple. But there are so many of us. And what we really need to understand is what was the offer of a certificate of completion that California was giving to all those poor people? I mean, because certificate of completion means that you barely reached the 8th grade. They ended the high school exit exam. Nobody takes the high school exit exam. They got rid of the tool, the maintenance tool in California that demonstrated that all children had access or should be having access. Because if the kids couldn't pass the high school exit exam, they weren't going to get their high school diploma. And just being out there, attending the meetings, having the conversations, understanding that the unity between parents and teachers and community members is critical, because that's the expectation that we expect out of the investment for our children in public schools. But as it stands right now, we have far too many children dropping out of public school. I mean, and then the music industry has changed the game. But it changed the game initially. Went from albums to records. I mean, records, okay, then CDs, and then now streaming. And now people can directly download movies and music, and then there's a little thing called copyright protection, and and people are violating copyright laws in countries all over the world because they love our music, and it's just real. It's something to love. And all I'm going to say is really, I mean, it's the message. The message is that the revolution, it wasn't televised, but it's happening. It's time for people to understand that they cannot choose failure for the young people. Our young people have to have opportunities to advance and participate in the structure of public services and outcomes for people who look like them. How come we have to struggle to have a conversation about what's working and what's not working? Why is it that who is making the determination that willful defiance disallows you from participating in the only thing that will lead to your freedom? I mean, we need to understand who's making the rules. And why are they making rules when we've never been given the option to learn? Because they don't have any evidence that demonstrates that there was a maintenance of effort, that they attempted to try to sustain or transition behavior. They have all this money. And Right to Life says everybody has to have a child. I mean, you can't afford a child, okay, but then they count on all those years from 0 to 21 or 23 to ensure that money was allocated for your development, and it was given to the states. Early Head Start, preschool, elementary school, high school. What are we doing? The only give back is if you become a functional taxpayer. But if not, then we have all these programs that we're paying for to manage behavior, because you can't manage it for yourself. Because choice is everything. So choose to, if you have children, save your children. Choose to find something that works for you. Ensure that your child has access. There's all kind of resources that online. If you go to your state agency or your federal agency, just ed.gov. That's ed.gov. It takes you to the Department of Education and then start typing in and searching for knowledge. And then, you know, California Department of Education, cde.ca.gov. I mean, come on, it would be the same thing, I guess, for Nevada. I mean, it doesn't really matter because all of the states offer the same services. I mean, the same process follows every state for advocacy. And it's truly time. We're behind. And it's time that we all stand up and save our youth, but really saving ourselves, ensuring that what we invest in as a people is functional for us and not everybody else. So until then, they say subscribe, subscribe. I say share, share, share. I say we all have to know that we have a personal responsibility, and where are we going to pick that up at? It's just like John Lewis, he never stopped. I admired him. And then, we have to understand that we've lost some great giants. And there's fewer people on the hill, but there are people on the hill in positions that they've never been before in authority. So the questions are being asked as to the maintenance of effort, of the support for our people. And we all need to question the process to ensure that access happens to a free and appropriate public education, not just one that behavior modification, one that leads to, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as they call it. Anyways, until the next time, I'll see you then. Follow me on Facebook or follow me on YouTube. I'm even on Instagram. I don't know. See you soon.